Mute and deaf spirit. This spirit was cunning and cruel, thriving on silence and isolation. It stole the voice and hearing of anyone it possessed, twisting their body with violent force and sowing despair wherever it went. Its presence alone spread fear, leaving victims helpless against its relentless control. It found its next vessel in a young boy near Galilee. As the spirit claimed him, he could not call for help, could not hear his father's cries, and his body convulsed uncontrollably. Slowly, the demon took over completely, turning the boy into its puppet. Once fully possessed, the spirit's grip became brutal. It threw the boy to the ground, foamed at the mouth, and dragged him toward fire and water. Every attempt by others to restrain him failed. The boy became a living instrument of chaos, terrorizing his family with the demon's violent will. Finally, the boy was brought before Jesus. The spirit erupted in one last desperate display, shaking him violently and testing every ounce of its power. But even this fierce entity could not resist the authority it faced. With a single command, it was cast out, forbidden ever to return. The boy rose alive and free, the mute and deaf spirit defeated, and life restored. Satan is the ruler of all unclean spirits, the ultimate adversary and deceiver of mankind. His power is unmatched among demons. He manipulates hearts, twists thoughts, and tempts with cunning, seeking to corrupt even the strongest. After Jesus' baptism, Satan approached him in the wilderness, sensing weakness after 40 days of fasting. He tested him with hunger, pride, and ambition, offering all the kingdoms of the world if Jesus would bow and worship him. His attacks were relentless, strategic, and designed to stop the mission of salvation before it began. Satan's presence was oppressive and intelligent. He challenged the Son of God directly, using subtlety and knowledge of human desire to try to bend the mission to his will. His cunning made him more dangerous than any ordinary spirit, for he could see beyond the physical and strike at the heart of purpose itself. But even Satan could not withstand the authority of the Holy One. Jesus resisted each temptation with scripture and unshakable resolve. When Satan realized his strategies had failed, he withdrew, defeated, and powerless. The greatest adversary of all had been confronted and could not prevail: spirit of infirmity. This spirit specialized in long-term bondage, twisting the body and draining strength over decades. Its power was subtle but unyielding, slowly bending its victims and breaking their will, leaving them trapped in helplessness. It found its vessel in a woman who, for 18 years, had been bent over, her back twisted and her body confined. The spirit claimed her completely, shaping every day of her life into one of submission and struggle. No healer or ritual could break its hold. Her movements were limited, her strength drained, and every action she took was a reminder of the spirit's relentless control. She had become a living testament to its power, enduring suffering that seemed endless. Then she encountered Jesus, and the spirit was confronted with authority it could not resist. At his word, it released her instantly. Her body straightened, strength returned, and she stood upright for the first time in nearly 2 decades. The spirit of infirmity was broken, and a life that had been trapped in pain was restored. The Legion was not a single spirit, but a countless army of unclean spirits, cunning, restless, and banished, each one seeking a host to wreak havoc. Their power was unmatched among demons, combining into chaos, fear, and destruction wherever they went. One by one, they found their way into a solitary man living among the tombs in the region of the Gerasenes, far from the safety of the towns. Alone, abandoned, and vulnerable, he became the perfect vessel for their collective power. Once inside, the man became a force of terror. Chains could not hold him, and he would break restraints easily. He screamed in the night, cut his own flesh, and roamed among the tombs, striking fear into anyone who approached. His voice was not one, but many, an endless chorus of torment and madness. The spirits had full control, and no human power could oppose them. When Jesus arrived on the shore, Legion recognized him immediately. The spirits cried out, pleading not to be tormented, but they could not resist his authority. With a single command, Jesus expelled them, and they entered a nearby herd of pigs, which stampeded into the sea. The man, once ruled by thousands of spirits, was restored, calm, clothed, and alive. Legion's reign of terror had ended. Unclean spirit in the synagogue. This was a bold and cunning spirit, capable of controlling limbs, speech, and provoking violent outbursts. It thrived on fear and rebellion, using intelligence and audacity to dominate its host and terrorize anyone who came near. It found its vessel in a man attending the synagogue of Capernaum. Once inside, the spirit took full control, making him convulse violently and cry out with words not his own, mocking every attempt by others to restrain him. The man's body became a battlefield of chaos. The spirit was aggressive and defiant, striking fear into the hearts of the crowd with its relentless displays of power and boldness. No human authority could subdue it, and every movement seemed designed to dominate and terrorize. Then Jesus entered, and the spirit immediately recognized the authority before it. It shrieked, shook the man violently, and fought to resist, but it could not withstand him. With a single command, it was expelled, leaving the man whole, free, and unharmed, a living proof of the spirit's defeat.